Hello everybody, welcome to AllStar Bucket. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and drop a like on this video. I am trying to hit 100k subscribers on this channel by the end of the year, so your subscription would be much appreciated. Also drop a like, only takes 1 second and it makes a massive difference. I finally washed the shoes. Are you happy? According to Twitter, you're not supposed to wash Air Forces, you're supposed to just get new ones, but I'm cheap and I have a mortgage to pay now, so I washed them. I deal with it. This is Hot Takes. You know it's been a while since there's been an installment in this series just because I've been reacting to early season stuff, but trying to get my life in order and I have to take a day off of watching games, so Hot Take video finally conveniently landing on a Sunday. So let's get into it. Miles Bridges will be an all-star within the next 2 years, maybe 3 to be fair. His hot start is not a fluke. I agree, his hot start is not a fluke, and in terms of him being an all-star, I feel like this might be a case where like he's a fringe, he will end up being like a fringe all-star type of talent, and then whether or not he makes an all-star team will be determined based upon the success of his team. So like a Chris Middleton type of guy where, you know, if he was on a bad team, Chris Middleton's not making an all-star appearance, but he's making it with the Bucks. So I think if the Hornets are like a top 3 seed 2-3 years from now, which I think with LaMelo's development is perfectly within the realm of possibility, then yeah, that's probably going to happen, or at least possible. Lonzo Ball for most improved player. It's actually weird. Thus far with Chicago, Lonzo has been a little bit disappointing. I feel like the distribution of ball handling duties and creating duties has been a little bit off. I think DeMar is doing a little bit too much. I feel like Zach is not having enough on-ball stuff. And I think Lonzo really just relegated to spot-up stuff, and the fast break opportunities have not been as significant as it seemed like they were going to be in the preseason. That said, I think Lonzo is going to be about as good this year as he was last year. It saved for a little bit more creation because his mid-range game has looked good, even though I know it looked better for the Pelicans last year. You know, I don't think he's going to improve enough. I think his value to this team is more so than it was for the Pelicans, and it will be at least for the remainder of this season, but most improved player, nah. The Lakers trade Taylon Horton-Tucker for a shooter at the deadline. I don't think they're trading Russ, and Taylon Horton-Tucker is their only actual value to trade away. McDermott and a protected pick would be fine. You know, in terms of fit, that's definitely there. That trade is interesting because I feel like the Spurs would take Taylon, but McDermott is definitely worse. Or if he's not worse, he's at the very least, you know, not as much of an asset because he's much older. I don't know. It's interesting. I did say, and I'll stand by this, signing Taylon Horton to $10 million a year was only a good decision if you intend on trading him, because he has absolutely zero fit with this Lakers roster that already struggles with fit to begin with. So hopefully they do plan on trading him, whether it's for Doug or somebody else. Preferably it is a knockdown shooter. I don't think Taylon Horton makes much sense on this team as the roster is currently constructed. If Jason Kidd stays as the Mavs head coach, they are only the 9 to 10 seed at best. I agree with this assessment, and I have a main channel video coming out later today talking about the Mavericks' early season struggles offensively and Jason Kidd. So if that is something that interests you, then make sure you're there to watch that when it comes out in probably like, I don't know, 2-3 hours, maybe 4 from when this video goes up. But yeah, their offense is fucking awful right now. It's 28th in the league. They scored 75 points the other day against the Nuggets, who are not even a great defensive team. So yeah, Jason Kidd sticks around and they continue to do the system that they've been doing, which Kidd seems stubborn enough to do so. They're gonna bottom out. Morant is going to win MVP, and if not, he'll at least be All-NBA. You know, I'd agree with the assessment that he will, I don't know, it's hard to say with the point guard position. I guess he just kind of goes into guards, period, in which case there are 6 slots, which if that's the case, then yeah, he's going to make that. Even if his volume that he's doing right now dips, which I think we can expect it to, not to continue to average 30 points on crazy efficiency. But yeah, even being an MVP candidate, if the Grizzlies are like a 5 seed, and averages like 26, 27, and 7-8 assists, hits his 3-pointers as he's been doing thus far, then yeah, he's an MVP candidate. I don't think he'll win it, but like the 4th highest amount of votes or something like that, within the realm of possibility. I'm probably going to make a video tomorrow about Ja Morant and the fact that he has proven me wrong so far this season in terms of my thoughts on his potential, because honestly, the way he has played in these first couple of games this season is kind of what I thought his peak was going to be. And maybe he's just peaking early, but it feels like there's more to come, and he's already playing fantastic. But also early season, so little grain of salt there. But Ja's been impressive, to say the least. Harden has relied on foul baiting to be a top 7 player in the NBA for the past 7 years. Now that he isn't getting those calls, he isn't doing much offensively. I don't know how many times I need to say this. James Harden was not foul calls exclusively. He never was. He's averaged 20 plus without free throws in the equation. For his entire career in Houston, he averaged 21 points without free throws. Right now, he's averaging like 13, 14 points without free throws. It's not the same thing. He's struggling offensively for far more reasons than just the foul baiting. He's also not hitting shots that he hits. He's shooting like 32% from 3, last I checked anyways. It's a matter of his shots not going in more than it is him not getting his foul calls. I don't know why. I understand the alignment of him being the face of foul baiting and foul baiting no longer being a thing, and then saying that means that it's James Harden it's like we're putting these two pieces together that, sure, on the surface might appear like they're connected, but they're really fucking not. James Harden is not foul baiting exclusively, and taking foul baiting out of James Harden's game does not drop him out of being a top 10 NBA player for sure. Like, he's still an elite playmaker, an elite shot creator, an elite shooter, everything. And he still gets the line without foul baiting quite a bit. He got like 15 free throws the other day. So This is very stupid discourse that is just wrong about James Harden. But moving on. Y'all underrated the Wizards. You know, I thought there was some hope that the Wizards going into this year would just like work more, they'd be more well-rounded because they have more depth to their team, and there's some players that just have more opportunity on this team, like Montrezl Harrell, for example, Spencer Dinwiddie. Yeah, I haven't actually caught I only caught the 4th quarter of a Wizards game, or I think part of the 3rd quarter as well. I need to actually sit down and watch a Wizards game. I also need to sit down and watch a Cavs game, which is the next take coming up here for Evan Mobley. The problem is I'm not watching any today, and I don't think they're even playing today. And then tomorrow's games, the Wizards, the Cavs, and the Bulls all play at the same time, and I'm not watching 3. So I'm going to have to sacrifice either the Wizards or the Cavs. Who should I watch? I've watched a little bit of the Cavs. I watched a lot of the Cavs in the preseason, so there's that. I watched a 4th quarter of the Wizards and a little bit of the 3rd. Should I choose the Cavs or the Wizards? You tell me in the comment section. I need to watch one of them. I'll catch the next team the next game that's available, but I'm still struggling to decide which of those games I'm going to watch. The Cavs will make the playoffs due to the defense of Mobley and Allen. As I just said, haven't caught any regular season Mavs games, or not Mavs, Cavs games yet. Did I say Mavs the first time? I don't know. The Cavs, Mavs, that's close enough to make sense. Evan Mobley, though, I've seen a lot of clips of his defense, and the guy contests shots like a motherfucker, and he covers so much space on the floor. And pairing him with Jared Allen, I appreciate the fact that that's just like a serious Twin Towers case defensively, even though that nickname did not age well for David Robinson and Tim Duncan. But regardless, incredible defense from the both of those guys. And honestly, it's so good that if their offense is just fine and their defense can be as good as I think it can be with those two on top of like Isaac Okoro, then yeah, I think they could make a play-in spot with how good that defense is, because it's really fucking good. But yeah, I think there's validity to this statement. RJ Barrett should be on the all-defensive team this year. Again, we're a couple of games in the year, so let's not overreact too much. That said, RJ played phenomenal fucking defense against the Bulls. A lot of good stuff on DeMar, a lot of good stuff on Zach LaVine. Now, it's to take a little bit of credit away from him. A lot of the reason those guys had tough defense is the fact that they were getting double teams thrown at them, Zach LaVine in particular in the second half. But with that said, RJ has played great defense, and I've seen clips of him playing defense outside of that. I definitely think he has the potential to make an all-defensive team. I just don't know if it's going to happen or not yet. 5 games in. Or 6 games in. A Westbrook for Sexland trade would be cool. For those of you out of the loop, Sexland is Colin Sexton and Darius Garland, a great nickname for the duo. Why in God's name would the Cavs do that? Even if Colin Sexton and Darius Garland was like an equal value for Russell Westbrook, removing contract and age from the equation. I think I'd rather just have the 2 players over the 1. And then more importantly, Westbrook is way older, way more expensive, and I don't even think him alone is better than the both of those guys. And maybe if he is, it's not by a large margin. So yeah, no, that's a stupid fucking trade for the Cavs. It doesn't make any sense. Would it be cool? No, not even that. It wouldn't even be cool. I wouldn't. I mean, I guess it'd be cool for the Cavs or for the Lakers, but for the Cavs, it's yeah, no, not good idea. But yeah, that's the end of this video. Goodbye.